Hey everyone, it's Dinah, and yeah, been a while, hasn't it? Been a while. Like many, like with many of the shows I watch on here, it has been a hot while. It has been actually, it's been it's been a cold. I think hot while would imply it actually hasn't been that long. It's been pretty cold. Been pretty inactive with this show. It's been a cold while. Don't even know if that's how the actual description works, but either way, it's been a while. It's been a while, and yeah, been figuring some stuff out, been sorting some stuff out, been doing some stuff, and that stuff kind of somewhat like sort of kind of got in the way of this and many other things. But regardless, I think those things are being brought back. This, among many other things, are being brought back on the channel. So that's good news. That's good news. But yeah, we are officially back with more reactions for DC's Harley Quinn. So yeah, I think contrary to what some of you might have thought with the absence of these reactions from the channel, I did not start disliking the show. I did not give up on the show. It just simply went on a hiatus. Like I think the most accurate way to put it, it went on a hiatus. It went on a hiatus, and now hiatus is off. The show is back. Reactions are back, and hopefully the things can actually kick back up to speed and everything. So yeah, we're back with Harley Quinn. We are very much back with Harley Quinn with season one. Still on season one. Still on season one. So that's a good sign of just how fast I'm actually progressing and everything. Not even like avoiding rushing, just just this going on like an actual kind of somewhat forceful kind of hiatus and everything. So yeah, but we are back with Harley Quinn this time onto episode number 7 of season 1. So that's cool. Last time I do believe we had something to do with Clayface's hand. I think the crew decided to actually rob Wayne Industries because I think Harley wanted to get the team kind of ranked higher on the villain leaderboards or billboards or whatever, and then she actually decided like, okay, we need to actually do like a high stakes kind of heist or robbery or something. So then she had the bright idea to actually rob Wayne Industries, the kind of like the biggest kind of tech spot in this kind of universe in the city and everything. So that was cool. So they tried that. I think they went there. I think they went there to steal like tech, like devices or computers or something, and then they actually left. I think their main kind of takeaway was an invisible bike that that Bruce had invented. I mean, Batman is so fucking interchangeable at this point. um, but they stole a bike, and then as a bonus, I think Harley actually got her hands on like a super secret kind of weapon that turned out to be like a teleportation remote and stuff. I think it might have been like an actual prototype, so it hadn't been kind of fully tested, it hadn't been perfected. So I think the kind of kinks were still in need of some tweaking. So she stole that, and then she transported herself and found herself in the Batcave and everything. So she stole that. So then that was a thing there. So yeah, so they were in trouble. But then I think Clayface's hand actually got kind of lobbed off by like a closing gate or a closing kind of barrier or something. So then he lost his hand, but then the hand became sentient and transformed into its own kind of being and everything. And then it was captured by Batman, and then he handed it into Gordon, and then Gordon was a hot mess throughout the entire episode. I think he was like a hot kind of just like a really blubbery kind of mess, and he was going through divorce and depressed and drunk, and he didn't believe that he didn't believe that his friendship with Batman was two-sided or anything. He thought it was one-sided. So there was that whole thing. And then the one friend he managed to make was the one friend he managed to make was the kind of leftover was the kind of left behind sentient, like now sentient hand from one of Gotham's most notorious criminals. So goes to show you exactly how well Gotham is doing in the social side of life. So there was that. And in the end, of course, Clayface got the hand back, and he reabsorbed it and everything, and so it was just good old classic Clayface again. So that was them on their side. I think King Shark tried kind of infiltrating the GCPD, but then he got captured and taken to prison, and he wasn't rescued until the end. So there was him. And then I think Ivy and what's his name, Ivy and Psycho. I think there's some like conspiracy, some kind of like some kind of troll, some kind of anonymous troll was actually trolling was trolling their team. I can't remember if they came up with a name for their team. I think they might have. Because I think the Suicide Squad. No, I think they had Suicide Squad T-shirts, but then I think they were taken away. But I can't remember if they actually came up with a name if they've actually come up with a name yet. Because I think they've tried to join other teams first before actually managing to brand themselves. I think right now they're probably still somewhere outside of the actual team kind of element or something. So No, I think I'm not. No, can't exactly remember if they actually did come up with a name for the team because they got a lair, they've got the team, they've got the crew, they've got the members, they've got the lair, and now I think their kind of primary thing is also kind of fighting for like notoriety and actually fighting to join other teams too and join bigger names too. So I think they either have come up with a name and I've forgotten it, or they haven't, and that's still in the waiting. But either way, they were being trolled online by some kind of some internet troll, who later was revealed to be Psycho's son. As well, Psycho is very, very kind of very, very, what's the word, like kind of distant, and there's a word, hateful son. Like his son Herman, who hated him for everything he did. Like he killed his friends when he was a kid. He locked him away. He locked him in the basement, and he did everything that he did everything to Herman that Psycho then later justified by saying that he was actually trying to build him up to be the perfect supervillain by giving him a life of trauma. So, again, this show doesn't take itself seriously. It should not be taken seriously because it doesn't take itself seriously. So this show very, very, very often dips into satirical and dark kind of levels of humour and everything. So, yeah, that was that. And then, yeah, then the other thing, that was Ivy and Psycho doing that kind of stuff, so that was cool. So I think that's pretty much it, right? I think there's King Shark, he got rescued, and then the stuff with Clayface in the hand, and Jim, and Psycho and his son, and then in the end, the son actually rectified it by saying that the team's actually all right, and Harley ain't so bad herself. So there was that whole thing. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think again, like with these episodes being as short as they are, it's kind of mostly easy to remember what goes on, because everything kind of happens in quick succession, and the show's actually pretty fucking funny, so that helps. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's actually it. So yeah, on to the next episode, on to episode number 7 of season 1 of Harley Quinn. So let's go.
Sinestro, Grodd, even Joker.
Yeah, we know what they look like. What's your point?
That they've all tried and failed to steal Cord Industries' game.
Cord Industries, Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle, okay.
None of them could steal it.
I sent Clayface do some recon.
My
you did.
was a sassy divorce.
Can we please not do the unnecessary backstory thing?
He's a thespian. Let him do his thing.
You can't put a price on a smile, so she.
Intel!
The machine has been protected by 1,000-ish lasers.
Oh, 1,000-ish.
Queen of Fables is being released from
Is that Zatanna?
book prison of
That's Zatanna. Oh, that's Zatanna. That's great. Oh, Zatanna's in this. Great.
Good to get out of those pages.
Zatanna Frida. Oh, that's cool. I love Zatanna. Yeah.
You
Whoa.
said you were gonna release me.
I did, from the tax code.
Oh,
but you're
what?
hereby sentenced to serve the remainder of your time in Arkham Asylum.
Oh, you fucks. You utter fucks.
if there was any person who definitely belongs there, it would be the queen of, oh my God, and you're gone.
Yeah, you shouldn't hear any of that shit.
Frank. Is she gonna bust out the Queen of Fables?
Why, thank you, Harley.
So the Padawan rescues the apprentice. Oh, heel in the elbow.
Let's ride.
And her book, and her actual Fables book. Yeah, oof. I like you actually see the hole in his actual arm where the heel went in. Yeah, animation detail on this is crazy when it comes to gore.
Oh, I'm partial to Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty. Whoa.
Oh my God!
Oh, it's Humpty Dumpty.
He makes the best eggs. Y'all got a kitchen.
Harley, a moment. You're like broadcast bad. She's cable bad.
Oh, she's burning him.
Trust me, you're gonna regret this.
I can't listen to you when you're dressed like a 40s.
God. Falling off the wall feels like a cakewalk to that, compared to that.
Going out to the environment.
To do
To
environment?
do environment. To do the environment? She gonna fertilize some trees or plants? 69. Oh my God! I was just about to question it.
It's like handing me a bunch of
I
baby
was
heads,
just
right?
about to question it. She about to go see some dude about a kite.
Guess he's one step ahead of you.
Oh, she's seeing a guy about a kite.
You make this so hard. Okay, are you ready?
Wait, are they actually?
My apartment number?
Yes,
It was a
69.
66. I did a little flipperoo.
We should have just met at the motel again.
Are they
I feel like
actually
that's
meeting
more
up
our
to-
jam.
Like-
no, I was just joking. I'm gonna put it back. I'm putting it back.
Public place?
Yeah, I mean, Kite Man likes to peacock with his peahen.
That's a female peek
I
out.
understood. Let's do a movie, okay? Like, definitely a movie.
Oh, are
is
they
my choice.
dating?
Gotcha, restaurant
Are
next
they
time.
full on dating? Wow. Oh gosh, Ivy and Kite Man. Okay, Ivy and Kite Man. Interesting choice. The three blind no, that's the one mice. That's one mouse. Wait, who the fuck is this? You mentioned Cinderella, one of the mice from Cinderella? I don't fucking know. She just randomly pulls out actual fucking fairy tale characters now.
Damn it, that guy ratted us out. I'm calling off the mission.
Relax. You do your thing.
No, you can't kill them, Queen of Fables. Can't. Whoa, Goldilocks? And the three bears? Well, other bears? There's more than one animal there. Yep, she killed them. She killed them. Oh, she killed them. Yep, she killed them. She fully murdered them. Heads, severed bodies.
All credit goes to the big bad wolf here.
The big bad wolf.
You were there. You gotta end the bloodline and prevent any revenge killing.
Oh,
That's
revenge
season
killing.
101.
I taught that class at Boston College. We never covered anything this fucked up.
Oh, they are cute. Oh, Jesus.
There we go.
Oh,
Don't get
oh, they're
it,
just
boys.
eating everything up. Did they actually consume what's left?
Come on,
Oh, the crunch of the bones. Oh god, the three little pigs. Just a fucking cleanup crew.
You think I was right to be worried?
I think so. She's just a little bit unhinged in a very unhealthy way.
And if you like the pigs, wait till you see the three blind mice eat a body.
The mice eat
Oh
bodies too.
god.
Oh my god, those little bastards can just gnaw the shit out of a head.
I've played Dishonored, I believe you. I've played Dishonored. Yeah. What was that, rats? I can't tell if it was mice or rats in Dishonored.
Yeah, but not by murdering innocent people. I mean, it's just a line I won't cross.
Oh, you got a line, huh? Hey guys, she has a line.
Oh no.
Superheroes have a line. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know, I think maybe I just give like a microscopic fuck.
Well, the Legion of Doom gives 0 fucks. And if
Not really, they chucked out Psycho.
Excuse me, sir. Maybe I'm listed under man, comic kite, or the kite man sometimes. Oh, okay, wait. I know what happened.
You do reservations under superheroes alias.
I think put the kite away,
Uh,
maybe.
Well, that's actually.
Don't open kites indoors.
Anybody got an Allen key?
Oh, he needs an Allen key. Oh, he needs an Allen key to close the kite. That's hilarious. Oh, that one's still
I
around?
thought he was loyal to Fables.
He's a mercenary, loyal,
He's a mercenary.
adorable little soldier of fortune, isn't he?
A mercenary mouse? That has to be a mouse. That has to be a mercenary mouse. That has to be a mercenary mouse, yeah. No, that thing's gonna die now. Oh, mercenary mouse! Mercenary mouse!
Oh, there they are.
Look, if it wasn't lasers, it was gonna be lung cancer. See the mouse smoke unfiltered human-sized cigarettes today?
Force field, please! Oh, there we go. That's a good force field. It's a very functional force field. Oh, yeah. Oh. Blowback, yes.
1 degree every minute till you give us $1 billion. And you produce Clayface's fuller house with the fullest house.
An inexpensive way,
House.
not more people. A smaller house.
You know what you and your crew are, man?
hand over that weather machine.
Over my dead body.
Oh, that can be
How you wanna
arranged,
go?
yeah.
Little Bo Peep could beat the shit out of you with her shepherd's
Bo Peep, nah, ain't.
casket open or closed.
No way you're bringing Bo Peep into this. Oh, whoa! He's wearing a Praxis family reunion shirt. Oh, it's a revenge kill.
Maybe you could just drop your name. I know. Is that weird
Yeah,
for me to?
a little bit. Yeah, I'd rather.
Poison Ivy would get in, but Kite Man doesn't. Kind of makes sense, but
The sunglasses, the hat. Are you embarrassed to
She's-
see with me?
Can we talk about this somewhere else?
Oh my God! Is there even in lingerie under that trench coat.
Oh gosh.
No, you kite man, look. You think I'm some devious piece of shit that went to REI, bought a hang glider.
I don't think that, but I mean, Batman, please don't do this.
You're the one doing the this.
Oh. Oh no. Actually, I'm actually somewhat sad about that.
I didn't leave anyone alive. Did you see anyone?
Well, no, I think it was him. He was tending the barbecue. Yeah, he was tending the barbecue. He was tending the barbecue. It was him. Yeah.
Completely removed.
Cousin twice removed.
But instead of killing me, it
Gave him powers.
gave me
Unlimited powers.
hand over Queen of Fables, and the rest of you can leave.
Oh.
Let's come up with a plan here.
Already got one.
Oh, she's handing over the queen. Yeah, she's handing over the Queen of Fables. The one responsible for it all. The one responsible.
Being able to control all plant life or having a kite. There's just so much you gotta live up to.
I love that you think that that's a power. You know, it's,
Well, for a guy with no powers, almost any power must be a power, yeah.
I care about what you think.
well, that's really sweet of you to say.
And I care about that ass.
Of
Look,
course.
you're not traditionally the kind of dude I date. Against all logic and reason, I do like you.
Like?
I mean, we've had sex.
Nice.
Oh, they've already hooked up. Okay, I didn't know that happened.
I'm his girlfriend.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
okay. So they've actually, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were actually past the singularity, so to speak. I didn't know they were past the singularity. So that's happened. They have actually hooked up. So okay.
Force field, baby.
Oh, she put a force field thing on her.
Set
Okay.
me up. You tricky bitch.
Tell me I avenged my family.
Yeah?
I can finally start.
Fables!
Oh my goodness. Can you believe with all that ending the bloodline talk?
Fucking Queen of Fables. The fucking Queen of Fables.
Now I'm going.
Killed in Game of Thrones style.
God, a lot, I guess.
Oh, good, a lot. A lot.
Ooh, unstealable. Try that.
Too many failed login attempts.
Too many.
Initiating self-destruct.
Oh! Oh. I thought it was going to destroy the whole building, but no, it just destroys itself. Which I guess is, you know, effective enough. You know, you don't want to... Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if you actually want to end up killing everyone who tries and fails to use it. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'll start with the Queen of Fables. The Queen of Fables. So, yeah, I think this definitely took the time to explore a villain that is actually a whole lot more unhinged and a whole lot more kind of generally kind of unsupportable because of like exactly how far they go and or how far they go under the motivation of being able to do what they want and being able to get what they want and everything. So Queen of Fables was genuinely, because I think we did get like an actual animated kind of backstory as to exactly as to kind of who she was before she got locked away in the book and everything. Because then back then she still said she was an evil villain. I think back then they kind of like they did still somewhat frame it under the kind of under the kind of pretense that, you know, because she was actually a female villain, because she was a female villain, like heroes would then crack down even harder to try and lock her away compared to other male villains like the Riddler or Joker or Bane or whatever, and then she'd get even harsher treatment. And it's like talking about like actually breaking the glass ceiling even for female supervillains as well. So I think they kind of framed it under that, because I think back then like they kind of did it, they kind of explained it somewhat vaguely too, talking about how she was just like an evil villain. She just tried to use her powers. She tried to do what she wanted. She did all this kind of stuff. But then because she was a woman, they actually kind of treated her more harshly, or actually kind of took more strict action against her for it. Whereas, you know, other villains like Riddler and Joker and all those kinds were actually kind of like their kind of journeys were filled with a lot more breakouts than they were kind of lockups and everything. Like they're actually locked up in a way that they could easily break out, and they're actually given like that kind of, you know, like like between them and their heroes, it was always more of like an actual cat and mouse kind of game. But with her, it was like actually locking her away in a way that no one could ever break her out again, and her chance of a breakout was that much more slim and everything. So like treatments of her were harsher because of that and everything. But I think they didn't. I can't remember if they actually if even back then they did actually kind of explicitly kind of state exactly the kind of things she do or the kind of things that she did. So But then now with this, I think this is the first time we actually see her powers in action. I think it's like a interesting thing. I did not think they'd actually be bringing out like actual kind of fairy tale stuff. Like in this kind of story, like the big bad wolf, and I think Goldilocks was there too, and the bears and that mercenary mouse and everything and everything else. I think the mercenary mouse, that one was a cool twist. I think because I'm really not aware of any mice in stories like that are mercenaries. I think that one had to be like an actual mouse that had actually adapted to being a mercenary in the real world and then probably gone back in the book or had stayed out or something. So that one was definitely like an actual mouse who had actually picked up some new lifestyles and habits and everything. So there was and arguably the coolest kind of thing for her to pull from that book. So to see mercenary mouse actually struck down by dividing and severing and dismembering lasers so fluidly was not that much of an appealing sight. So there was that. But yeah, no, Queen of Fables was just unhinged. She was unhinged, and like not even in like an oh my god, she's so unhinged, she's so crazy, and like she genuinely went out of her way to murder like an entire family of innocent people. And I think again, like I think for Harley and her team, fair enough, they had been spotted out and then they'd been actually kind of ratted out by that one practice family member thing. But then I think knowing Harley and her crew, they probably like they were ready to call it off. They were ready to call it off. They were actually ready to kind of flee and fight another day or something. So with them, that would have been their plan. But then with Queen of Fables, like I feel like part of what she wanted was to actually get Harley and her team to actually get the machine and then actually finish the mission on time. But then like maybe like another part of her, like having been locked away in the book for so long, I think she also had like some ideas for violence and revenge in her mind, kind of vented up all those years and everything. So I think now we're like her first day out, pretty much. She actually her resorting to bringing out the most evil iterations of characters that she can possibly think of. The most evil characters. I think Humpty. She brought out Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty was innocent. She broke Humpty Dumpty, like she cracked him like an egg. She cracked Humpty Dumpty open like an egg and ate his freaking yolk and everything. So there was that, and then even actually then I think she burned him at the end, or actually tried to actually get rid of the body in the end or something. So there was that, and then I think she brought out the big bad wolf was the obvious one that was never gonna end well. That one just decimated the entire family. So that was sound. And then I think the three little pigs were a cleanup crew. They were cleanup crews. I think they came in. I think they either disposed of the body by actually cleaning it up, or they actually consumed what was left. So, I think both of those are equally dark. Because I think if they actually do just clean up with their kind of hands and feet or whatever, if they actually do clean up like an actual clean-up crew, then that kind of just insinuates that the three little pigs actually have some kind of history in assassin work. But then if they actually eat them up, then that's just like they're used to eating dead body parts and dead people waste and everything. It's like either one of those is equally bad. So yeah. But then, of course, I think her mindset was that boundaries and lines and codes of honor and that kind of stuff were for superheroes like the Teen Titans and the Justice League and just superheroes in general. But then supervillains, according to her, are supervillains because they don't have a code, and therefore they shouldn't have a code. Like for her, supervillains should be willing to cross any line there is to get what they want, and that includes murdering innocent people and actually doing the most kind of horrific kind of stuff and everything. So for her, I think she's now like an actual full on kind of supervillain that even the anti-heroes can't really kind of get behind or do anything about and everything. And I think she even mentioned the Legion of Doom, but then I think with the Legion of Doom, like again, I feel like if the Legion of Doom are really that evil, then they really wouldn't care about what Psycho did, because then the fact that Psycho called Wonder Woman the C word, I think they actually said they literally went on live TV and said, oh, we can't stand behind Psycho if he uses this kind of language, or if he has this mindset about people, so we are respectfully kicking him out of the Legion of Doom and he can go find someone else. I think they went so far as to do that, and I think if they actually cared about their image, or if they actually cared about if they didn't care about their image, if they didn't care about their image, and then they cared more about being ruthless villains, then I feel like they wouldn't have gone that far. I mean, it's just one example out of like different ones that could be used. But either way, that was the Queen of Fables, just an unhinged kind of super villain. And I think I also didn't. I think after watching it, I think it wasn't a while. It wasn't until a while after I actually watched that last episode that she was in, where she actually told Harley her story, and she told her that, you know, female supervillains will never get the same chance to rise and be as mighty as their male counterparts or anything. So I think it was actually after that episode that I actually kind of googled the cast list, and I found out that Wanda Sykes is actually the one who voices the Queen of Fables. I think I could kind of hear that here. I could actually kind of hear that here, because I think with these as well, I think like very rarely, but sometimes the voices can actually be kind of modulated or altered in some way. You know, I think it's why I kind of like some actors and some characters and some voices I recognize immediately, but then others I kind of like, it takes me like, I think it kind of brings some kind of familiarity, but overall it kind of takes me like a while, or at least until after I Google the cast list to actually find out who's actually in it. So I think I didn't know until I did that Wanda Sykes is actually playing the Queen of Fables. So that's cool. That's a pretty cool kind of casting. She still did a great job, even outside of the book, in her actual own kind of human body and everything. So that was really cool. So actually seeing the Queen of Fables actually explored in this a bit more was really good, and actually seeing how it defines Harley and her crew too. Like, Harley and her crew are, you know, they want to be bad, they want to have fun doing it, but then they are still anti-heroes, even as they described, even as Ivy described them, like, you know, you're a bad guy because you do all this kind of villain stuff, but then you're not a bad person because you know, you still will not let like innocent people get hurt. And I think that's also kind of like how far they go too. I think anyone who is like needlessly cruel or needlessly kind of unfair or unjust, I think, you know, that's who they'll go after. I think, especially with the kind of person, with the kind of people that Harley and Ivy are, with the backstories they have, with who they are, with what they do and how they feel about the world around them, and especially with Harley after her breakup from the Joker and her realization of just how toxic like that kind of part of her life really is, and how it affected her, and how it kind of like made her towards the people around her and everything. I think it's like a very, very kind of steady and very, very kind of accurate kind of point for her to reach, where she's like, you know, sure, we're super villains and we steal stuff and we, you know, kill bad. They kill, but then they kill bad guys. I think if they kill, they will kill the henchmen that come after them, and maybe even like the security guards or like the kind of law enforcement that comes after them. But, you know, I think, you know, like, they will not like randomly kind of set off a bomb in like a park full of innocent people, or actually kind of blow up like a care home or like anything like that. I think they would not go so far as to actually do something that like that crazy, or like that kind of evil, or that kind of cold-blooded and stuff. So yeah, I think seeing that kind of side of them was being explored was really cool, and actually seeing Harley being the leader and actually having to take action, and actually having to establish those ground rules. Like, okay, sure, we'll do a lot of this stuff, but then there are still lines we won't cross, and there's a good reason why. So, and it's good to see the rest of the kind of crew falling in line with it too. Like even Psycho actually being like, you know, sure, I am Dr. Psycho and I fuck with people and I actually do this and that, but then there's still some stuff that even he gets shocked by, and he actually gets kind of, you know, repulsed by and everything. And even King Shark and Clayface too, I think they're also in this. They are just, you know, like you would not look at them and think that they're evil villains. You'd probably think like you'd think that you'd wonder if you'd have to be wary, but then I think after you meet them, the thing is, he's like, you know, like King Shark. I think King Shark fainted this time around. Blood. I think last time he was in the pool and Robin's blood like landed on him, he went bloodthirsty and hungry because he couldn't handle blood. But then this time he saw all of this blood and he literally passed out. This time he actually saw the blood and he actually just like passed out on the spot. So this time, I mean, maybe that could have been it too. Like one drop in the water was enough to actually kind of prepare him and get him ready. But then all this blood kind of just overwhelmed him, and actually overwhelmed his senses, and he actually couldn't kind of handle it again. And he just couldn't process it all. So then he passed out. So then and then Clayface. I think Clayface is a thespian, and he's like an artist and a creator, and all this kind of stuff. So, you know, so yeah, I think, you know, worst thing he might do is, you know, like shape-shift into a person of importance and then break into that place and steal all their stuff and do everything else, or I don't know. But, you know, I think these guys again they're bad guys, they're villains, and they have fought the heroes before, but then they're not bad people. They're not cold-hearted. They're not like ruthless or evil. They're just kind of, you know, mischievous and fun, and, you know, a little bit, you know, a little bit illegal, a little bit illegal. So yeah, seeing those kind of ground rules and everything were being established really cool. Seeing Harley kind of establish that you know, as a group they will never go that far. They will never do anything that doesn't need to be done. That they will never let kind of innocent people kind of get hurt in their kind of journey towards kind of villainous supremacy or whatever. So yeah, I think even for her too, I think especially with the way her story started, and especially like the kind of point of realization that she reached to, I think her goal and her mission is not about hurting innocent people, or actually kind of gaining notoriety in that way. Like she wants to be better than the other villains, but then that doesn't mean she wants to get there by exceeding their levels of bloodshed or chaos or violence or anything. So there's that whole thing. So that was cool. That was cool. And then yeah, I think the Praxis dude too. I think you know the Queen of Fables turned out to be right, and you know, like the iconic. I think with the Revenge Kid, I think with her mentioning bloodline, I thought maybe it might be like, oh, like some guy from the future came back to try and prevent it or try and actually get revenge for it. But then no, it's actually she saw even we saw a ponytail in that scene, kind of hidden between the kind of gaps in the bench and everything. And then I think we all kind of assumed or thought it must be a girl, and then you know, but then it was actually revealed, and even in the flashback, there was actually just a guy with a ponytail actually tending to the barbecue, and he survived and everything, and then he kind of got electric powers from the fence, and then came back and decided to revenge his family. So he thought he did, and then Queen of Fables came back one last time and shoved a spear through the back of his head, Game of Thrones style and everything. So that happened. So no revenge for him. No revenge. Just he joins the rest of them. He joins the rest of them. I think that one line actually got me. That one line, just you know, oh my god. All my cousins twice removed, now completely removed. Like that line actually got me. That line actually got me. That was actually really well written. Really well written, really well executed. That was really well delivered. I think that the way he actually delivered it like was actually with like some sense of like sincerity too. Like not even him saying it like a funny way or saying it as a joke. It's just like, you know, oh, all my cousins twice removed, now completely removed from the bloodline and from the face of the earth and everything. So yeah, that was a good that was a good one, because I think especially more so for me, because I constantly forget exactly. I think this must be the case for at least a few people out there, because I kind of see the question and like people kind of like actually wanting to be reminded of it, kind of popping up here and there in different places. I think like for me, I'm constantly forgetting what that kind of thing about family trees and bloodlines actually means. Like what it actually means to be twice removed and third removed and all that kind of stuff. And I think you know, I'm definitely not the only I'm definitely not the only person who actually genuinely wonders like whether or not the person actually did something to get kicked out of the family, and then they just got pulled back and then they got kicked out again, like twice removed. Oh, you're out of this house, you're never coming back, and they come back and it's like, okay, you can go back in. No, you got to go back out again. So definitely not the case. I think that's definitely not the case. I do remember reading somewhere. I do vaguely remember reading somewhere that actually is to do with other people being born. I think it's like when someone else is born, then the cousin is like moved somewhere down the bloodline or something, so they think that they're like removed from their position of which cousin they are or something. So like second cousin twice removed, or I don't know. I think I have to look it up again, but I think I vaguely remember reading somewhere like it's about other kind of family members being born and then that person being moved or moved around or something. So I don't know, but then it's like twice removed, not twice moved. So I think twice removed means it like insinuates that, you know, like, oh, they've actually been taken out of the tree and then brought back in and then kicked out again, and just, you know, I think part of me, I mean, you know, part of me does kind of like no, I mean, I wouldn't say kind of wishes, but I think, you know, I think part of me can never get over actually thinking that the concept genuinely means, oh, they've been kicked out twice or thrice or whatever, and then it's been brought back in again. So yeah, like knowing my history with my kind of knowledge and assumptions about that phrase, and then actually hearing that line and this, like, oh my cousin's twice removed, now completely removed, because then that just, yeah, I think for me it's just one of the, for me it's one of the funniest kind of plays on like play on words that they can actually use too. So, you know, because then it would kind of depend on like almost everyone kind of, you know, having understood at some point or another that, you know, or at least thought at some point or another that being a cousin twice removed means that you're actually removed from the family and then brought back in and all that kind of stuff. Or maybe even if you knew from the beginning, you can still get it in the same way. But either way, that was a really funny line, a really fucking funny line. So that was good. And then we had Ivy and Kite Man. Ivy and Kite Man. Isn't that an interesting duo? Isn't that like an interesting fucking pairing? So I mean, I think he's been around for a while. And I think he was I can't remember. I think I do remember. I think we met. I think we met him for the first time at Penguin's son's bar mitzvah, at Cobblepot's son's bar mitzvah, because then he invited a bunch of supervillains, because he was a supervillain, so he actually invited the Legion. I think he invited, not the Legion of Doom, but I think he invited other characters. Like he like Joker was there, Scarecrow was there, Bane was there, and everything. I think Kite Man was there too. I actually don't know. I honestly don't know anything about Kite Man other from like inside this kind of show, which isn't really saying much because again this is meant to be a parody. But then I think Kite Man, I also can't tell if he is meant to be like a hero or a villain or an anti-hero because I just can't imagine a villain being Kite Man and being called Kite Man. I just can't like imagine what he would do, how he would do it. Like, you know, I just can't imagine what kind of trouble someone like Kite Man would get up to. Like exactly what kind of crimes would he commit? How would he get away? How would he get in? How would he, you know, is loud and buzz for his only option. Like I can't for the life of me imagine that he would actually manage to do stealth. Like I can't imagine he would actually accomplish stealth in any of his kind of escapades. So I can only imagine he'd go in, blazing glory, and then kind of somehow make a grand escape and never be seen again. But I don't know. He was there. He was at the bar mitzvah. So there that was that whole thing. And that's how he met Ivy too. That's why he met Ivy, and then that kind of thing kicked off. And then I think over time, they might have had some crossovers here and there. I think maybe so like one or two meetings. But now, this episode, we find out they've actually been seeing each other. And not only seeing, they've been doing a lot more than seeing. They've seen each other naked in bed and possibly other places. So that's been a whole thing. They've actually been sleeping together and stuff. I think she said they've already had sex, but I think there's been, not that there needs to be a clarification, because either way, once or twice or thrice is fine either way, but I think, there's really no telling, like, A, how long this is actually actively been going on for, and B, how many times they've actually done it. So that's the thing. So yeah, Kite Man and Ivy. It's an interesting kind of thing. And I think I'm pretty sure Ivy is bi. Because I think her most famous relationship in the comics is her and Harley. That is her and Harley. I think even in the show, they have in no way strayed away from her kind of sharing, even in the most kind of hidden kind of, because I think she hasn't. I mean, she said "I love you" to Harley, but then in like a more kind of playful kind of way, where she's actually hiding her true kind of like, where she's potentially hiding her true, more kind of romantic kind of feelings for her and everything, like in case it doesn't really go well, or in case like something else happens or anything. So they've kind of showed that she actually is affectionate towards Harley, and they've actually teased that kind of like a thing between them, but. I don't know. I mean, if she is bi, then it's completely fair for her to date someone who's like for her to date anyone who's not Harley, including Kite Man. I think her and Kite Man is like that. I think is that much more like an interesting kind of like an intriguing kind of person. Because I think Kite Man also just kind of screams that kind of guy who kind of like at times tries way too hard and everything, which I think, I mean, you'd think that would be like that you'd think for like someone who's as professional of like an anti-hero as Harley, you'd think that might be a turn-off, but I think maybe for her, like, I think she maybe kind of sees it as ambitious or endearing or whatever, but I think either way, I think like this one episode kind of showed that, you know, I think she's not like, she's also not simply using Kite Man. I think like Kite Man is not like some kind of a stepping stone in her history or in her kind of timeline of romantic and or sexual partners. I think he's not just someone that she's using to, you know, like cover up the fact that she's into Harley. I think at least, you know, we can hope not. We can hope that's not the case here. I think if they really are going to be covering her as a bisexual character, then I think they kind of should and absolutely do need to kind of like cover her kind of journey with partners as authentically and as kind of genuinely as possible too. Like even if she is, you know, discovering or experimenting or whatever, I think it definitely should be as honest. And I think as honest and authentic as possible. And I think they definitely show that here too. I think even if this is a parody where they do take kind of dark, like kind of adult humor and satirical kind of parody kind of pot shots at different topics and different kind of sentiments at different times. I think this kind of stuff, I think they've kind of gone to show that, you know, like she does care about Harley, she does feel for Harley, she does kind of think about Harley in that way. But then she also does seem to be into Kite Man too. So I think the fact that they're actually exploring this in a more sincere way kind of goes to show that they actually do care about the more human stuff like that, compared to anything else. And I think especially the fact that Ivy herself is approaching the whole Kite Man situation in this way too shows that she does care and that she does kind of feel this way about him too, which is completely valid and totally fair. So the way that they're exploring that seems pretty cool, and I'm curious to know where it might go. I think even I think even if she does end up with Harley in the future, which I've expressed my support for that countless times, so I think I can only continue expressing my support for that. But I think even if she does end up with her in the future, and I think even if things with Kite Man don't work out, it would be completely fair to kind of show exactly why or how that doesn't work, and exactly why or how that doesn't work out, but then also what does work out, and exactly how she gets there, exactly who she kind of discovers herself to be, and how she discovers that, you know, Kite Man isn't really the one for her, and exactly like if there are any actual positives to this relationship that actually help her discover who she is in the future. And I think seeing Kite Man and Ivy too would be, again, just an intriguing pair, and just seeing it, like just as the episodes go by, see like seeing exactly what it is that she sees in him, like, because, you know, I think she definitely seemed to be kind of like somewhat more kind of annoyed with him and kind of like deterred by him somewhat in the first episode he was in, because then in that one he seemed like way too much of like a tryhard and like a, you know, like a guy oblivious to his own failings, or like a guy oblivious to his own try hardiness and everything. So I think that kind of stuff seemed to initially deter her at first, but I think maybe towards the end she actually kind of came around, or he just kind of grew on her or something. So either way, it'll be cool to see exactly how this develops. I think so far, I think up till now it probably kind of did kind of seem like just kind of hookups here and there, and then kind of like her walking home and then kind of never addressing it again, and then even like their date out at a restaurant too. I think she covered up, she kind of hid herself away with the hat and the sunglasses and the headscarf and the coat and everything, and then I think that's when Kite Man eventually put two and two together and was like, oh, you're embarrassed to be seen with me because I'm Kite Man and because I'm not the kind of guy that you usually date, and all this, that, and the other. And then that kind of threw him back too, and then that made her realize that, you know, oh, she actually needs to be authentic and honest with him and everything if this is gonna work. So I think the fact that they actually went so far as to make her actually want a relationship with him kind of it is kind of what has me intrigued, and it is kind of what has me intrigued and kind of makes me want to kind of like see where it goes. And, you know, again, if it leads to her realizing that she actually prefers women, or that she actually does want to be with Harley more, then so be it. But, like, you know, actually kind of like actually them showing that journey happen, I think it is what would be more interesting to watch, and actually like seeing that kind of journey, and like seeing her personal kind of journey kind of being explored in that kind of a way. You know, could be kind of like resonant, and could be kind of you know, like insightful to kind of see. So either way, however it happens, whenever it happens, you know, it is cool to see. So Ivy and Kite Man. So yeah, they're a thing. So yeah, I think there we thought Queen of Fables might actually make for an additional team member, but then she'd proved to be just a little bit too hostile and a little bit too violent for their tastes, and for the kind of like for the kind of agenda that they're actually running towards and everything. So yeah, it wasn't meant to be, but then she's still out. She is still out there too. She's still out there. I think she did still leave after having killed the electric praxis dude. So that happened. So I think with her still out there, I think I'm kind of wondering like how long it might take before the Justice League or anyone else actually still catches on to her, and then finds out that she's actually still wreaking havoc after being released and everything, and then might actually just end up locking her away in like yet another book yet again. So I guess only time will tell. But I think either way, it was cool seeing it was still kind of like, you know, like relatively cool seeing her unleashed, you know, even just for one episode and everything. So probably for the best that she doesn't actually get the chance to kill more people anytime soon. So that was cool, and seeing the team working together, and actually seeing them, you know, establishing these ground rules and everything was still fun. So, and another great episode all in all and everything, and hopefully the next one's come sooner. Hopefully we can actually keep these up at a steadier pace. Steadier pace, methinks. But yeah, no, okay, yeah. So yeah, that was a really fun episode. So yeah, that was Harley Quinn season 1, episode number 7. So thank you guys as always so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and comment what your thoughts are and how you feel about this episode and what you're looking forward to in the future and whatnot. For those interested, full-length reaction over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. And yeah, that is pretty much it for me. So until next time, bye bye for now.